I have this Babolat Pure Drive racket here with a grip size 2, which I want to make bigger. So in this video I would like to show you one of the easiest methods to enlarge your racket's grip size. For example, you bought a racket with a grip size 2 and now you would like to try it in grip size 3. You can just use this method to enlarge the grip and avoid buying a new racket. So I already removed the base grip from the racket and I have a bare racket handle here, and we'll be using a heat shrink sleeve to put over the handle to enlarge the diameter. You can buy the heat shrink sleeves at a tennis specialized store like a Tennis Warehouse, for example, or you can be like me and go to a hardware shop and buy a cheaper alternative there. So I bought this long heat shrink sleeve with a diameter of 40 millimeters, which is used for electrical insulation, and now all we have to do is cut it to the right length to fit our racket handle. We put the racket handle inside and slide it in, and measure how long do we want it to be. It should cover like this whole part where the racket handle mold is. We align that and then just measure how long does it want to be. I'd recommend leaving it a bit longer. We can always trim it off later. So I'll just measure it here like that, and then use the scissors to cut it where I measured it. There you go. Let's check if it fits. There, I think that will be fine. You can always make the final adjustments even after you've applied the the heat to the heat shrink sleeve. This is a material which can easily be cut, and if you find some rough edges, which usually happens here, you can always trim it off. Another thing to mention is perhaps if you want to have a less flare on your racket handle, you can align the heat shrink sleeve with the butt cap. So you only enlarge the diameter of the handle without the butt cap, and this way you reduce the difference between the diameter of the racket handle and the butt cap. And this way you get less flare on the racket handle if that's what you want. One of the downsides of doing this is that this piece of heat shrink actually adds quite a bit of mass to our racket. Let's weigh this to see how much weight are we adding to the handle. So in our case we'll be adding 16.6 grams of mass to our racket handle. You always have to keep this in mind when you're doing this and modifying your racket. If you don't want to change the racket mass, the balance and so on, I don't recommend doing this, but if you're already adding mass to your racket handle, you can just remove some of the mass that you have in the racket handle and enlarge the grip size, and then reduce the mass deficit. Now all you have to do is apply some heat to this handle with the heat shrink sleeve on, and we'll be done. You can use various methods to do that, and I'll show you how to do it with the kitchen stove that I believe everyone has at home. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing to Impacting Tennis.